Welcome all of you again. This is the fourth lecture of the series Projectile Motion. In the previous lectures, we have seen the deductions of the maximum height, the deductions of the time of ascent, the deductions and variations, how the maximum height and the time of ascent changes with its factors, just like the y component of the velocity, and the y component of the velocity depends on the vector itself and its direction, that is sine theta. So I want to say here something about the vector algebra. In vector algebra we have seen this, that if it is a vector and if it is another vector, okay, then a vector, if I say it is the a vector and it is the b vector, then we can say a vector and b vector's resultant is c vector. So we can write down this thing as a vector plus b vector equal to c vector. But from here, if I do that, a vector minus of c vector equal to minus of b vector, this is simply a mathematical calculation, and you get these things in the series vector mathematical tool of necessity in this YouTube channel, and the deductions of the parallelogram law and the triangle law. You get these things, and from here we can write down this line. If I write down this line, then we can say a vector and minus c vector, a vector minus c vector. Let me allow me one line extra. So this is the thing. Or we can say, if I want to calculate the difference between the a vector and c vector, we will get minus b vector. So if I want to represent this thing, this is the a vector and this is the c vector. I want to calculate the difference between the a vector and the c vector. Then I have to change the orientation of it, that is the b vector. That is the b vector. Okay. If you understood this thing, I will now going to apply and try to draw the physical significance of the mathematical equations in terms of graphical analysis. Let us see what is it, but for the time being, as I have told all of you, just take a note of this, because the very simple and very small things sometimes plays a greater role, major role in some discussions. Okay, just take a note of this thing. I think this graph is familiar to you. The x plane and y plane, this graph is familiar to you. I have seen some this thing before. In the previous lecture I have seen these things. What is the name of this? You remember this? This is a trajectory. If a particle is thrown at an angle u by making a certain angle with the horizontal level of the ground, then it will follow this trajectory. If I say O is the point of projection, then capital A will give the maximum height. We have used these notations in the previous lectures. Those who have not seen, please go through the series from the first video. So this is the maximum height. Now you are well known about the one-dimensional motion and about the trajectory. You have the sense. If I just take a point capital V here, let us say the particle at t equal to 0 at O, and the particle is at t equal to say t1. The particle is at this point P. If I draw a tangent here. What this tangent gives? This tangent gives the direction of motion. Let us say at this point the velocity, that is the direction of motion, is along this. Now we try to calculate something new. If it is the u vector, okay, if I translate this vector here parallelly, then it will be somehow like this. This is the u vector. So this is the initial velocity vector at t equal to 0. At any time t equal to t1, this is the velocity vector. Okay. So if I want to calculate how the velocity is changed, you tell me, have the velocity is decreased or increased? Can you say it? You can say it because you know this. Because as the particle is moving up, so according to this vertical direction, the u sin theta component will decreases and it will become 0 when the particle reaches A. You know this. And the u cos theta component, which is along the x-axis, it is remains same. So u cos theta remains same, no problem. But the u sin theta will changes. That's why the velocity vector v will less than that of it. Clear? So if I want to calculate the change in velocity, the rate of change in velocity, you know the term which name is the rate of change in velocity. What is it? I know you tell it that is the acceleration. Okay, and here if I talking about acceleration in case of projectile motion, which acceleration is basically playing the major role here? The acceleration due to gravity, that is g, which is acting along the negative y-axis like this. So if it acts each and every point on this trajectory, so of the p point it should act like this. So we can say this is minus of g vector. If I multiply the time t1 minus 0, so what it gives? Acceleration to time. What it gives? It gives the velocity. So u vector is initial velocity at time 0. V vector is the velocity at time t1. So what it gives? I have told you to note the things that I have told from the vector addition previously, slightly at the starting of the video lecture. So if you have noted this, then you know this minus g into t1 minus 0 is nothing but it tells how the velocity vector changes. Basically it constitutes a triangle. It is not looking like the parallelogram or the triangle law, you can say it, but why I am using the triangle law of addition, I have told you that. Okay, just at the starting of the lecture. So this thing we can obtain here. So if you allow me to write the equation of motion, let us write these things, and I think guaranteed you that after that you will understand this thing, that v vector equal to u vector minus of g t1 minus 0. These two vectors resultant is this vector. U vector and minus gt1 vectors resultant is v vector. Is it followed by this equation? Is it followed by this equation? So the vector law of addition, which is discussed in the vector section, is it the suitable application of that? So from the trajectory equation, using the vector's law of addition without using the equation, we can find out what? this equation of motion. So we can find out all the data, so we need not to write down the equation of motion here. Okay, I think you understood this thing. So let us do it for another time. Now the particle is at the point capital A. What is capital A? Capital A is the position of maximum height. When the particle reaches this maximum height, from the previous lectures you know that is the particle will reach here when small t equal to capital T1. And what is capital T1? Time of ascent. When this particle at the maximum height, which component of velocity is 0? Vertical component of velocity is 0. Horizontal component remains as it is. So if I say it is the w vector, so I think you will not argue with me, because no vertical component of velocity. Because if I say w cos 100 degree, that is in the perpendicular direction, that is not here. So I think this thing is satisfied. So this is the w vector, the velocity vector at the point A. So if I just shift this v vector here, this is the v vector our. This is our v vector. So what it gives it? What this vector gives? I again write these things: minus of g vector, capital T1 minus of small t1. The time difference between t1 to t2, the time difference between this into the acceleration due to gravity. So for this point, if I want to write, then w vector is equal to v vector plus of, or we can say minus of, whatever be it. So this gives the equation of motion. This is also verified from the equation of motion and the graph of trajectory using the vector algebra. In all of the cases, all of the point of view, we synchronized at a particular conclusion. We can give a particular conclusion. And what conclusions I can give, that you can write in the comment section. Because something you have to think. If all the things I will tell you, that is not fair. Something you have to think. So what is the conclusion? That is from the equation of motion, from the vector algebra, from the trajectory, all of the cases we get the conclusion. And one thing I want to tell you here the direction of the minus g, that is which is along the negative y direction, which is along the negative y direction, it is also not violated here. Okay, so this is the, I can say, this is the beauty of science. From whatever be the procedure you will apply, you will get the same result. Okay, so if I want to find out the velocity at this point, if I want to find out the velocity at t equal to t1, then I think you have not forgotten this relation. I just tell you, just listen it carefully. C equal to root over of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. I know this relation is known to you. Okay, so if you allow me to write this equation, then v u squared minus of g into t1 minus of 0 whole square phi. This is the angle, we can say the angle between the u vector and minus gt vector, the angle between the u vector and minus gt vector. This is the direction of the u vector and this is the direction of the gt vector. So this angle will be the phi. This angle will be the phi. So this is the phi. Clear? So we can easily find out the magnitude of the velocity at a certain point. Clear? Similarly, we can do it for w. So let us check this. We'll check out this thing. I'll not spend so much time here because this in this note I have discussed separately in a separate page. So I think this figure is well known to you. I just drawn these two figures separately here. If I drawn these two figures separately, then I think these equations is not wrong. And from the figure 2, if I just concentrate on the figure 2, then figure 2 I can write down these equations and we can find out the angles also. Okay, now I am going to discuss with a simple mathematical tricks. What is this simple mathematical tricks? Okay, now we are going to find out this thing, that a particle is projected from here. It is okay. Particle at the capital P at any instant. Obviously, the capital P is in between the point O and A at any point on the trajectory. It is also satisfied. So let us write down the equations and let us try to understand what is we are going to say here. Along the x-axis, ux equal to vx. You satisfy this thing because the horizontal component is not changing. The v cos phi and this u cos theta remains the same because the acceleration due to gravity not acting along the horizontal axis or x-axis. You know this thing, so I know you allow me to write this thing. Ux equal to vx, u cos theta equal to v cos phi. But is the same thing follows if I ask you if the same thing follows in case of y-axis? You will say no. At the point of projection, the velocity is u sin theta. When the particle reaches the maximum, the velocity is 0. When the particle is at the point P, at that time its velocity is v sin phi, and this v sin phi is this one. So the u sin theta changes into v sin phi. And let us consider when the particle is at the point P and at that time it is at a height h from the ground or the difference level or the datum level that I have told you. So if it is, then I think I can write down this equation, that is vy square along the positive y-axis, so plus uy square, it is along the positive y-axis, so uy square plus 2 of minus g into capital H, because g is along the negative y-axis, so minus, and h is along the positive y-axis, so plus. V square equal to u square plus 2s. I think you can understand this equation. So if it is, just put the value of vy. What is vy? V sin phi. What is uy? U sin theta. So v sin phi whole square equal to u sin theta whole square minus of 2gh. So these are two equations, and I think you understood something. Some students are very clever, they can understood this thing and they can predict that thing, what I am going to do. Obviously you can do it. I think you know this relation, that is sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. So if I square the equation 1 and add it with the equation 2, check it. I think you have done this thing. Okay, you have done this thing, that is v sin phi whole square plus v cos phi whole square, u cos theta plus u sin theta, squaring the equation 1 then adding with the equation 2. This procedure I have followed, and I think you have also followed this procedure. So this v square equal to u square minus 2gh. Is it surprising? Is it surprising? Because I am going to discuss the two-dimensional motion, that is the projectile motion, but I getting the equation just like the one-dimensional motion. Just a particle is thrown with a velocity u vertically upwards, and after some time its velocity becomes v. Is it surprising? Yes, this is the mathematical jugglery. Here you need not to know that phi, here you need not to know that theta and phi, you need not to know these things. Sorry, here I have done the mistakes, please. I think you have not done this. These are thetas. You need not to know the initial value of projection, initial value of the angle of projection. You need not to know the instantaneous angle. You just know the velocity, instantaneous velocity at that point. Using a very simple equation, the vertical motions, vertically upward motions equation somehow here matched with the projectile motion. I am told you that the competitive level exam question is not hard. It is easy. It is easy because we don't know the exact shortcut formulas, and shortcut formulas no one can cram this thing. If you just cram this one, you will forget, and if you will forget in the exam hall pressure, that will be not comes to your mind. So it is better to know what is the background of this formulation. So v square equal to e square minus 2gh. Why this formula you can use here also in case of projectile motion? The vertically upward motions formula you can use in case of projectile motion. Why you can use this thing? I think it is clear to you. We can say the crystal clear to you. Now we can use this equation without any hesitation. So in a question, if at a certain height, if the initial speed is given, even not the direction of projection is not required here, then I think you can say what is the velocity when the particle reaches this height small h. You need not to know the angles, or if the angles are given in the questions, you should not use that. Why you will use that? Because if this angle is not needed. So one thing, just keep a note in your copy. If at any instant on the projectile motions at a particular height, if it is said that what is the velocity of the particle at that particular height, you will use this formula. You would never ask about what is the angles. Okay. Now let us give you some tricks. The tricks of calculating the velocity. Tricks of calculating the velocity by the oral calculation. I think you know the oral calculation. Just like 2 into 2 is 4. No one will calculate it by using pen and paper. I think this figure is not new to you. If it is looking new, you pause the video, see it for a fraction of a second, take 1 minute time, just take it, because I want to make you capable. You are capable to doing this. So pause the video and just look at this structure or at this drawing, the diagram. What this diagram tells you? At the point O, vector is u. At the point P, after just 1 second, u vector v vector minus g. After 1 second, okay, after 2 seconds, it is at P prime, u vector v vector minus 2g. If I say at 3 seconds the particle reaches the maximum height, it is u vector w vector minus 3g. and the value of g is known to you. If the particle's time of flight is known to you, so after 1 second or 1.5 second or 3 second or 4 second, what is the velocity? You can easily calculate by using simple mathematical formula, this one. If you know this, after 1 second, v vector, v prime vector, w vector, all of these things velocity after 1 second it is calculated. So that the thing that I have told you at the starting of the lecture, that is the velocity of vector addition, velocity vector addition there. I think it is now clear to you. What is the significance? How these calculations can make short? If after 1 second these values are decreases like this, then if anyone says that after 1.5 second, 3 second, 4 second, what is the velocity? One thing you should keep in your mind. The time of flight should be your information. You should have this information of the time of flight. Then you can use this, because if this, I want to show you, because if this point is crossed and the particle again reaches the same height, again comes to the same height, that I am going to tell you, that I will again tell you in the case of downward motion. If the time of flight is 3 seconds, the particle is 0, 1, 2, 3. 4, it will be at this parallel level. 5, it will be here. 6, it will be here. Okay, 6, it will be at the ground again, like this trajectory, it will be at the ground. So one thing you should keep in your mind, what is the time of flight? Okay, now pause the video and just try to think, is the same diagram I have drawn again? Pause it. Okay, now I am going to tell you that what is the difference between these two. Here I am drawing the u vector and the acceleration vector, the v vector and the acceleration vector, w vector and the acceleration vector, and I am drawing the angle between the velocity vector and the acceleration vector, and the velocity vector and the acceleration vector, here the velocity vector and the acceleration vector. So just see this angle, what you will say, acute, obtuse or right angle. I know you know this, and it is the obtuse angle. Here it is obtuse, but the value of beta is obviously less than that of alpha. And if I say the gamma, then the gamma is exactly 90 degree. Gamma, when the particle is at the maximum height, capital A, it will be exactly, it is 90 degree. So sometimes in mathematical questions, not the mathematical question is asked, conceptual questions are asked sometimes, that when the particle velocity is perpendicular to that of the acceleration, give an example that of it. We will say the projectile motion's maximum height, or in case of projectile motions, when the particle's velocity is perpendicular to that of the 90 degree or perpendicular that of it, you will set the maximum height. So one thing I want to say here, from obtuse to the value of angle decreasing, and it becomes 90 degree again. Okay, so this thing is important here, and this w vector and this a vector perpendicular to each other, so the w vector is not changed here. So the accelerations have that no ability to change this horizontal component of velocity even at the maximum height. So this is the thing, this is the understanding. I think you are in the level of better understanding now. You can understood each and every beta movement if a particle is thrown at a certain angle from the ground and it will reach to the maximum height. Then each and every point you have the picturesque representations in your mind. You can deal with that. You can do the mathematical jugglery and conceptual jugglery with that. So in the next lecture I will come with the downward motion, the next part, how the particle comes from the A to ground. We'll return with this. Till that, just wait for it. Thank you, and increase your level of understanding. Increase your level of understanding, I say you again. If you see up to the fourth lecture, I will tell you this. Please just spend just a little time so that you can start from the 1 and again come to 4 and take the class notes. I repeatedly I am take the class note, read the textbooks, so that you have to make yourself better, and I am here to help you for your betterment. Thank you.